Part 1. The Discovery. In the heart of the Peruvian rainforest, amidst the vibrant greens and ceaseless chatter of the jungle, Dr. Elena Martinez had finally found what she had been searching for her entire life. The year was 2032, and Elena was leading an international team of archaeologists on an expedition deep into the Amazon basin. Their goal, to uncover the lost city of Elara, a mythical civilization rumored to hold the key to a source of unimaginable power. Elena's obsession with Elara began in her childhood when her grandfather, a renowned archaeologist himself, regaled her with stories of the enigmatic city. He spoke of its advanced technology, its unparalleled understanding of nature, and the awe-inspiring relic known as the Eternal Prism. According to legend, this prism possessed the ability to harness the energy of the universe, granting its possessor godlike powers. The idea seemed fantastical, but Elena had dedicated her life to proving its existence. Years of meticulous research and a lifetime of determination had led her here, to the heart of the jungle, where the clues she had gathered had finally converged. Her team had unearthed ancient inscriptions, deciphered cryptic manuscripts, and navigated treacherous terrain to arrive at this moment. As Elena stood at the entrance of a hidden cave, her heart raced with anticipation. The cave's walls were adorned with intricate carvings, depicting scenes of a civilization far more advanced than any the world had ever known. They hinted at a people deeply connected to nature, using their knowledge to manipulate the very fabric of reality itself. The team cautiously ventured deeper into the cave, their headlamps piercing the darkness. The air grew colder, and the scent of damp earth filled their nostrils. It wasn't long before they reached a chamber that took their breath away. There, at the center of the room, stood a magnificent crystal pedestal, bathed in an ethereal glow. Elena approached the pedestal with trembling hands. She recognized it instantly. It was the Eternal Prism. It radiated a soft, otherworldly light, casting intricate patterns on the cave's walls. As she reached out to touch it, a sudden surge of energy coursed through her veins. She felt an inexplicable connection, as though the prism recognized her as its rightful guardian. Elena gasped, and the room seemed to respond. The cave trembled, and the carvings on the walls began to move, depicting scenes of a civilization's rise and fall. Part 2. The awakening word of the discovery spread quickly, and soon governments, corporations, and scientists from around the world descended upon the rainforest. They wanted to study the Eternal Prism, harness its power, and, in some cases, exploit it for their own gain. Elena, however, was determined to protect the prism and the knowledge it held. She knew that its power, if misused, could bring about untold destruction. With the help of a select few trusted colleagues, she set up a research facility deep within the rainforest, shielded from prying eyes. As the team delved into their studies, they began to unlock the secrets of the prism. It was a source of boundless energy, capable of sustaining entire civilizations without harm to the environment. Its true potential, however, lay in its ability to manipulate the very fabric of reality, granting those who understood it the power to reshape the world. Elena had always believed in the responsible use of knowledge. She knew that with great power came great responsibility. She resolved to keep the prism's existence a closely guarded secret, allowing only those who shared her vision to access its power. But as the world outside grew increasingly chaotic, with nations vying for control of the prism, Elena faced a difficult decision. She couldn't protect it forever, and the longer it remained hidden, the greater the danger became. She knew that the only way to ensure the prism's safekeeping was to find a way to share its knowledge with the world while preventing its misuse. Part 3. The Confrontation. Elena and her team worked tirelessly, developing a plan to share the prism's knowledge without exposing it to exploitation. They created a holographic interface that allowed individuals to access information about the prism's power and its potential applications, all while keeping the physical prism hidden and secure. The day came when they were ready to unveil their creation to the world. They held a global conference, inviting scientists, world leaders, and representatives from every corner of the globe. Elena stood on a stage, a holographic projection of the prism shimmering behind her. Part 5. The Balance. In the days that followed the conference, the world teetered on the brink of chaos. Nations and corporations raced to secure access to the prism's knowledge, with some resorting to covert operations and even acts of violence. Elena's research facility in the heart of the rainforest became a battleground. Armed mercenaries descended upon the site, seeking to seize the prism by force. Elena and her team fought valiantly to protect it, but they were outnumbered and outgunned. Just when it seemed all hope was lost, a coalition of nations that believed in the responsible use of the prism's power intervened. They sent military forces to repel the attackers and safeguard the research facility. The battle that ensued was fierce, but the defenders prevailed and the prism remained in Elena's hands. With the threat temporarily quelled, Elena knew that a new approach was needed. She reached out to the leaders of the coalition and proposed an international agreement. Under this agreement, the prism's knowledge would be shared among the nations that had pledged to use it responsibly, and strict safeguards would be put in place to prevent its misuse. The proposal was met with resistance from those who sought to control the prism for their own gain, but the majority of nations recognized the wisdom of Elena's plan. They understood that the power of the prism could either bring about a new era of prosperity or unleash untold destruction. Part 6. The Legacy. In the end, the international agreement was adopted, and the prism's knowledge was shared among a select group of nations committed to its responsible use. Elena and her team continued to study the prism, developing technologies that revolutionized the world while ensuring that its power was never abused. Years passed, and the world began to see the benefits of the prism's knowledge. Clean energy sources replaced fossil fuels, ending the threat of climate change. Advances in medicine and agriculture eradicated diseases and hunger. The world was no longer divided by war and conflict, but united by the common goal of improving the human condition. Elena watched as her childhood dream became a reality, a world where the power of the Eternal Prism was harnessed for the greater good. She knew that her grandfather would have been proud of her, and she hoped that his spirit was watching over her. As she stood before the Eternal Prism one last time, she felt a deep sense of gratitude. The prism had been a source of wonder and hope, but it had also been a test of humanity's ability to wield power responsibly. In the end, they had passed that test, and the world was a better place for it. Elena smiled as she turned away from the prism, knowing that its legacy would endure for generations to come. It was a testament to the enduring power of knowledge and the capacity of the human spirit to rise above the darkest of impulses and embrace a brighter future. And so, in the heart of the Peruvian rainforest, amidst the echoes of eternity, the story of the Eternal Prism came to a close, leaving a world forever changed in its wake.